What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to episode, I should know this.
53?
I think it's 54. We took an extra long break. That was like
We'll be back.
Yeah, you know.
Just hold up for a minute.
Yeah, well, at first it was like, hey, man, this week is bad. Can we do next week? Then it was like, hey, you know what? I can't. Yeah, then it was like, man, yo,
just take a break.
Look, just stop.
The holidays coming up.
Yeah, like it was just a lot at one time. Glad we did, though, because I just was doing too much. I'm still doing too much.
Yes.
But I just needed a break from doing too much.
Yes. It's always good to reset and just kind of recharge for a moment.
Right. Well, I didn't get to do either. I just took a pause on, I put the pause on several different things. And, but I was still working 2 jobs, still, doing what I had to do, barely getting any breaks. But I had to take care of some things.
Yeah, definitely.
Then, once those things were taken care of, I had to find my motivation.
Right.
Because I lost that somewhere out there. In a drunken night, I lost that guy quick.
Yeah, and that can be easy. That's like the question that's been popping up so much recently. Like, what's your motivation? What's your motivation? What's your motivation? It's like all I'm hearing right now. So
I had to, rediscover my target. Like, okay, like, what am I actually doing here?
Right.
And what am I trying to do?
Right.
And then it was like, okay, once I answered those questions, and then some new things came to me, and some doors opened up, and then progress is being made, and I do like that. So, welcome to episode 54. I'm your host, Splash Jordan. Joining me, Miss Noah Nick. Say what's up to the people.
Hello there, everyone.
All right, so we back. As far as news, we do have a live show coming up. Live show April 3rd, Kings, Raleigh, North Carolina. Comedian Mike Mello will be there. Bishop Omega, a live episode of the Verdict Podcast.
Going down.
It's hosted by the A-Twins. There'll also be a musical guest. I'll announce that later.
Ooh.
I already
got to tune in to find out.
Right, yeah, you definitely. I don't want to give everything away right now. And then we'll also have some spoken word as well. So
that'd be dope.
Yeah, we got some different things on the ticket. Plus, there might be some food there. I haven't decided. Definitely be a photo booth there.
Okay.
I'm real excited to play Two Truths and a Con live. I'm going to give away those Dreamville Festival tickets that I've been holding on to one of the players. That'll be a dope.
It's really exciting.
I think so. I've never been to a show like this. I've only ever heard of shows like this.
Okay.
So, for us to be involved in something, and it's a lot of different people coming together.
Yeah.
I think that, it should be dope.
I think it's going to be really dope.
There'll be some exclusive, it's called a Sight to See, the live show. So there'll be some exclusive Sight to See merchandise that night. But if you want to get ready, you can go to thehousesplash.com, click on merch and gear, and buy some, Team Splash or some wavy gear to kind of, show your support when you are pulling up to the venue. I mean, a lot has happened since the last time we did an episode.
Yeah.
But, and I struggled with how to cover all those things that occurred. And I felt like the best way was just be like,
Yeah. If it's been talked about too much, we can just move past it.
Yeah, we'll move past it. Even though there was a period of time where we weren't taking a break and not a lot was happening.
It's always when you take a break that everything wants to pop off. Because it's like, wait a minute, you're not on the scene no more? No, I'm here. It's just, wait a minute, too much is going on.
Right, too much was going on. So anyway, I had mentioned this to you like moments before starting the episode. So I saw a tweet, and basically somebody was upset. Someone had started. I don't know how active you are on Twitter, but people start threads for anything. And so it's just like, hey, if you're over 6 foot, post a pic, or if you're whatever, post a pic. And then all these people who are, follow, fit the criteria, they post a pic. So somebody had did that with biracial individuals and was just like, what's up to my, mulattoes or whatever they was calling it, themselves, and was like, post a pic. And people did. And so somebody took it upon themselves to be offended by this and asked the question, was like, do mixed individuals only identify as being mixed, or do they have any other personality? Like, she was upset that these people were she felt as though these people were trying to separate themselves as if they're not black but want to enjoy whatever benefits come from being black, which you can. kind of that. I mean, that's kind of the whole point. Like, I mean, a biracial individual has, multiple heritages at work.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, I can partake in the heritages of the people who
Right.
made me. Like, I don't understand like how the concept was that hard for her to understand. And I mean, I personally consider, like, I mean, if you have multiple heritages, then multiple ancestries at work,
Yes.
then you're just as much white as you are black, or Puerto Rican as you are Italian, or whatever is going on. So not to say that you're one, like how you were saying, I mean, you kind of had like a unique perspective on this.
I mean, it really just, like I guess I stated before, it's really what you look like is what people are going to identify you as. Me being biracial and being so light-skinned, people look at me like I'm crazy if I identify with my black side. Now, most people classify me as my black side because of my urban personality and the way I talk and the way I act is more ethnic and soulful than, a valley white girl, you know what I'm saying, type of personality. So for me, it was, always people stating, I act black, or yeah, I'm black because of the way I talk, but looking like, or the way I look and being so light skinned, there's no way that I could say, hey, I'm black, or they're going to look at me like I'm crazy because I'm so fair skinned. Now, on the opposite side, like I said before, my mother used to always tell me, don't, put down that you're black. Don't do this. Like, you're white. It'll get you further in life. And I never did that because I didn't want to get ahead because of my color. Second of all, my kid, if she walks around saying she's white and knowing how brown she is, people are going to look at her like she's crazy. I think people identify based off what spectrum scale that they land on, or, where they fall on the spectrum of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a really dark skinned person that is mixed and you wouldn't even know it. And then you have the fairest of the white like me, who are, mixed, and you still don't know it based off color. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say what I identify with. I really, if people even ask me, I say, what do you think I am? Like, I don't even really identify with a certain race. I let you classify me yourself, so you can't get that type of rebuttal. Oh, you want to say you're black? No, I'm whatever, my mother and my father are. That's what I'm mixed with. I think it's a touchy subject based off, because what I said, like what color you are on that spectrum, what you're going to identify with.
I'm not, to the extent that both of my parents, appeared black, I'm not mixed.
Yeah.
Although people assume, they make that assumption.
Yes.
I'm familiar with some of the things that are said to mixed individuals. I'm not familiar with how, individuals of mixed ancestry, identify.
Let's be honest. Okay, so I am very light skinned, or darn near white. You might as well say it, unless I have a good tan. So I don't really identify with any race. My sister is actually mixed with the same things, black, white, and Puerto Rican. Well, excuse me, black, white, Native American, but Puerto Rican. She identifies more with the Puerto Rican side than anything else, but that's because she has an issue with the rest of the sides of the family. You know what I'm saying? As far as race. So that can be something else that,
right,
comes along. I mean, she doesn't have a problem with it now, but, growing up as a mixed kid in society, it's kind of hard to figure out who and what you are, because it's like, wait a minute, I need to pick a side and I don't want to.
Right.
And she ended up identifying differently.
Right. And even your parents aren't, because your parent is what they are.
Yeah.
And then your other parent is what they are. But, what are you exactly?
Yeah.
I mean, you're both, which, I mean, that's fine to say. But, for a person trying to figure out, well, what does that mean?
Right.
Like, I mean, for a black man, I know who to go talk to and who to go look at.
Right.
Okay, this is how, black men be acting.
Yeah, some people get petty though and put like percentages on it. Like, what percent are you black, or what percent are you white, and what percent are you Asian or Puerto Rican? Like, that's what you're, if you're, majority is what you are, so you're majority white. I mean, whatever you want me to be, bro.
Right.
Like, I mean, all I know is I just came out of my mother's vagina and I am what I am. Like, what do you want from me?
I mean, it was just, I've been doing a good job in 2019. I mean, we're about
17 days in.
17 days in. I hadn't gotten no beefs. I really hadn't even been,
Put a finger in and out.
Right. Yeah. I just been kind of doing me, just trying to, take different approaches. So for me to even seen that, I was just like, whoa, what's happening right now? Like,
yeah, I'm a little over like all the racial talk now. I mean, I feel like, it's an issue because it's always been an issue. Race will always be an issue because we have people that have their own opinion and they are prejudiced. But it's almost like, is it like a conversation that can just die out? Because there's so many mixed people out here from so many different races, countries, continents, whatever you want to call it. Like it's something that we should be past by now, because we are pretty much like a melting pot of crap when it comes to everything. It's just like a boring conversation now to me, but it's constantly a touchy subject for a lot of people,
Right, because, we have these conversations and it's like, what are we gaining?
Nothing.
From certain conversations. So, speaking of conversations that we're not gaining anything from, in the latest, news of individuals' past being dug up to kind of, shine new light. So there was like a whole, of course, Bill Cosby situation came to light. Then, there was R. Kelly.
Uh-huh.
And we're still dealing with various conversations that I only won't have on this show because they've been had mostly.
Right.
Now, even though they've been had mostly, no one has given my perspective, but I'm just tired of talking about it.
Right.
I'm tired of hearing about it.
Right.
Mostly, I don't really care about R. Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even a topic before now. So it's like now he's back in the media and getting a bunch of limelight because of this. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm good. So, but there is, HBO is going to do a documentary on Michael Jackson, highlighting his past transgressions and his past accusers, which was crazy to me, I thought, because like, okay, Michael Jackson went on trial and was found not guilty.
Yeah.
So, now, and I get, it's like when people go through a trial and doesn't that kind of like exonerate you? Like if I go through this trial, doesn't that mean I didn't do it?
I mean, essentially on paper, but it doesn't mean people's opinions of you are going to change. Just like O.J. Simpson. I mean, there's a lot of people that said, okay, he got off. There's a lot of people that say he still did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a situation where it's just your opinion and you run with it. Because he has that backing documentation-wise saying he was cleared.
Right. But I just feel like, that stigma still follows you, even though, okay, I went through the due process. Somebody said I did something.
You just had a good lawyer. That's all people are going to say. He just had a real good lawyer.
Well, hey,
you know what I'm saying?
When I'm going to get the bet, I'm in trouble.
Of course. Of course. But that's like people's staple on you. Instead of saying, okay, he has been exonerated, he is not, guilty of it. They put a stamp on his name, but those papers just don't mean crap. It just means you had the paper to pay for those legal papers to come out, Right. Representation is everything.
Okay. I'm hoping that somebody who's listening is like a convicted felon and has those papers and wants to call up here and do a jail tale and tell us how they navigate in life like that. But my thing is like, okay, with Michael Jackson, not only was he exonerated, charges dropped, he's also dead.
That's another thing I was going to say. Why? Okay, first of all, he has been cleared. Why are we still talking about it now? Because he can't rebuttal. He can't argue. There's no other opinion to be had but yours. So it's whose word against whose. The man is dead. Leave him alone. He can't touch nobody else if he was.
I think that, it's a slippery slope we're on. It's a slippery slope. Like this, culture that we have where it's like, okay, things are bad or I feel this way now. So now I'm going to go back into the past and when these situations were reversed and, expose how I feel now on this past situation. Like, okay, the past is the past.
One thing I probably think it is too, because I experienced this on like personal levels where people are wrong. They try to bring up past instances where it was okayed or, pushed along. So it's like, well, it happened then and it was okay. Why can't I do it? Two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, don't bring up somebody else doing shit because this person's doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Or you may be getting in trouble for it and you don't want to take responsibility for what you're doing wrong. So you bring up somebody else to push the light off on something else. And somebody like R. Kelly or, Michael Jackson are going to be extremely big lights to shine to take yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a lot of situations that, people aren't talking about, that aren't being expressed because everybody's focused on the main topic rather than where the hell did this shit come from anyway? What made y'all start talking right now? Where, who was high in a corner telling a story and they're like, oh my God, you need to tell the press. And then they go do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the real deal behind the whole motion to even bring R. Kelly out like that, or Bill Cosby 60,000 years later?
Right. All these years later. I mean, well, I think some would call it the Me Too movement.
I guess. Come on, though.
Some would say that would be the catalyst for why these people are now feeling comfortable and empowered to not only, come forward, years later,
right?
but also, so that'll be, HBO, that'll be airing in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's getting the check from that, though? Is it going to his kids? His mama? Isn't his dad passed now?
Who getting a check from what?
The documentary. It's got to be going towards the family, right? Who's getting the revenues from that documentary?
The Michael Jackson one?
Yeah.
HBO, I'm assuming.
It's got to have some royalties going to the family. They're not going to run his ass like that and not give him some type of royalties on it.
No, that's why the family's already like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell no.
We ready. We already ready. Soon as, day one hits, we got the papers ready for y'all.
Oh, my God.
The family's ready with papers.
I was about to say, there is no way that they can just exploit him like that and have a whole documentary run on him and nobody in the family get paid.
Well, no, they don't know. They want it not done at all.
I mean, I understand that, but not done at all. There's not but so much you can really stop. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, but because there's certain things like, referencing, especially like cases where I've been to court and this is done and y'all talking about it as if.
That's how they can talk about it because it's not something that's under scrutiny currently. It's not on trial currently, and it's passed so they can have their opinions, and they're not deframing character because it's quote unquote facts. You know what I'm saying? So they can slide in their way in there, you know what I'm saying, to make it like legal for them to do it, but the push is that you're using his name to get paid again. So at the end of the day, that's when them royalties have to come to me.
Man, it's a sick, sad world.
It is disgusting.
It's so sick. And then, there's people who are gaining financially off of the sickness. So they're the real weirdos.
Yeah, they are.
So no, there'll be no jail tale this week. And if there's nothing else, we can go to my modified persons who went to jail this week. Instead of rappers. So instead of rappers exclusively, because there's some other individuals go to jail too, and they need to get some shine.
Yes.
They need to get some shine. So, and in between now and the last episode we did, a ton of people went to jail. Like a ton. But I'm going to stick to just a few. So Reuben Foster, he went to he pled guilty and went to jail for like assault. He's a football player. Beat up I think that was the one who punched his girlfriend in the ear and ruptured her eardrum. He hit another woman.
What in the hell?
Right. He's been charged of domestic assault, and he was dropped from the team. But like, what people don't understand, which is why I don't understand how football is still a thing. These men are being concussed almost every day.
Yeah, true.
Almost every day. Like, getting up, no.
True.
No, just walking away like that's fine. No. These dudes is fucked up in the head. And then they're jacked up because, on adrenaline, nonstop. And don't be on the team that's winning. Yeah. Now you're rich, you have money to it. It's like, it's a bad situation. Yeah. And then, you don't know what triggers you. You don't know what, when you'll start to be affected by, it's like, there's a long history and pattern of football players beating up people around them and themselves. Yeah. Sometimes killing the people around them and themselves.
Jesus.
Like, I wonder if any of that is linked to how many hits they take into the head. Yeah. Like, how many times a 300-pound man is jumping on their head, like,
and supposed to be okay.
Right. They walking away. Oh, I'm good to go. Like, no, you're not good to go. But hey, what do I know? So anyway, Selena Powell, she also went to jail. I don't know if you know who Selena Powell is, but she's like, you remember Cat Stacks, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's like a Cat Stacks for this generation. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's, she's making her, she's making her rounds. Okay. She's probably passed home plate like 3 or 4 times now, doing, just, living her life.
Right.
She's a single woman, but, she's on that exposed, whatever. She claims that she was with Snoop and she had some videos, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why she went to jail. I'm going to assume it was probably like some type of scamming, prostitution, or soliciting, or
Prostitution.
What do I'm so glad you said it like that, because you said it with a question mark. Like, what do you think's happening?
I mean, I know it's happening,
In
but damn,
2019.
bitches getting caught too?
Yes, of course.
That must not be high scale pussy then.
Well, Backpage is gone,
Yeah, that's been gone though.
so they got to get riskier. I saw a documentary about that. Like, that was, the sex workers are like, yo, we now have to go back out into the street.
It's too cold for that.
Hey, they got to get paid. You know what I mean? She got to go to Dubai somehow.
You better get a sugar daddy. That's what's in this day and age. Like, I don't understand.
All
They
right.
have websites for that. So why are they, back in the streets? You better get on a damn computer.
Right. So Larissa from 90 Day Fiance, she went to jail. I'm gonna actually try to have her on the show. Her and her fiance husband, they got into a fight over some
Dumb shit.
the guy was watching some porn. And
Okay.
she I think she walked in on him watching porn or something had to do with some porn.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't appreciate it. So they got into a fight, like a fist fight, like he looked fucked up. And
Over some porn though?
right. But I mean, have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance?
No.
Like, it's so weird. It's one of the weirdest shows, but if you start watching it, you will get hooked, because it's like you'll be looking at these two people like, why are they going to get married?
Right,
Why are they
a lot of
getting
people like
married?
that. Yeah.
And they be getting married, and then it's just like, the things that they bring this person from another country over here, and then that person start wilding the fuck out. And then they just be crying and looking stupid, and then, then they might work it out, or they trying to figure out how to get this person out of their life. But once you sign for that visa and you get them over here, you're responsible for 10 years. Don't matter if y'all married or not. Like, the government's like, okay, well, y'all married, then whatever. So if y'all really married and you really love this person, then you're responsible for anything they do for 10 years.
Oh, hell no. That's like in the fine print of the contract people don't read.
Well, no, they know it. They know it, but that's what's so fucked up, because, like, this one chick, her husband basically just called his cousins up and went to another state. And then sometimes they just disappear altogether. They just be gone.
The person?
Yeah, the person.
That they brought over?
That they brought over.
Oh, they just disappeared.
They just took off on your ass.
Damn.
Thanks for coming. Thanks, now I'm living in America.
Oh, they'll go back soon enough when they figure out shit's up over here is fucked up.
Shoot, whatever. They probably drive an Uber somewhere. So, and then this next person, when I saw that he went to jail, it was just like so much kind of poetic justice. So Chris Hansen went to jail recently. And for Chris Hansen, he's famous for his role on MSNBC's How to Catch a Predator.
Okay.
As the host. He likes to, tell the predator to, come here and sit down. And, Chris Hansen's really been exposing that, a thing about older men who like younger women.
Mm-hmm.
He's been exposing that for, I don't know, 20 years now.
Yeah.
So I don't know that, hey, whatever.
What was his charge?
He had some checks that bounced.
Oh, okay.
He wrote multiple bad checks. So he basically ordered about $13,000 worth of paraphernalia, like merch, like, stickers, buttons, stuff that he could hand out at speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And then he ran off on the plug once.
And got caught.
And I think he tried to do it again.
Damn.
Yeah, he tried to run off on the plug twice, and the plug was like, "Okay, we about to take your ass to jail."
Well, shouldn't have fooled him.
I wonder if he's in jail with if he was, incarcerated with anyone that he
Most likely not. Just for protection.
They don't care about that.
They can do special requests.
Right, because they would fuck him up in prison.
Yeah, they would.
They would fuck him up.
Yeah. You have all rules are gone.
Right,
Bets
yeah,
are
you're getting fucked up.
You're in my world now,
yeah,
bitch.
snitch.
Okay.
Snitch. Like, you're getting fucked up. Like, and not only that, I wonder if having gone through that experience, it's like, damn, is this what I'm sending people to?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if he'll continue to do the show, and it's just like, okay, you're sending people to that hellhole.
Yeah, and then it's even worse because if they're, pedophiles, they get worse treatment in jail anyway. So he's really sending people to some fucked up situations.
Right.
Off gate.
Right. You're not sending them someplace where they can get any type of, as you would want, treatment or help. They're going someplace and they're getting, anally penetrated.
Yes. On a constant basis.
You're on a constant basis 4 times before roll call.
Jesus Christ, I'd cry.
Right.
Get me out of here.
Right.
Oh
just kill me.
This is hell in real life. Oh
right.
My God.
So, okay, Chris Hansen. Wasn't he on the episode of Boondocks? He went to prison.
I think so.
Right. And that the booty warrior was hunting for him.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you didn't have anything else, we could do these 2 truths and a con.
Let's get it.
Here we go. 2 truths and a con.
Don't carry too fast because it takes me a while to comprehend.
Okay. So, the first headline: Man storms celebrity boxing match on New Year. Take 2. Man storms celebrity boxing match on New Year's Eve, 1967, and dies while fleeing from security.
Okay.
All right. My second headline: New Year's Eve, 2014, 23-year-old Christian Gomez grew annoyed with his mother's nagging. She repeatedly asked him to move some boxes. So, he cut his mother's head off with an axe and dumped her body in the trash.
Wow.
And for my third headline: 31 dead from a stampede on New Year's Eve in Shanghai. Groups migrating in different directions eventually met and grew into a stampede on a staircase, killing 31 people and injuring 50 others. 2 of those scenarios did occur for true, and 1 I made up.
First one kind of sounds a little sketch. It's because there's a bunch of information missing, though. So I don't know. I feel like you might have made that up on the fly, but then I know you before. Sometimes you get very descriptive when you're trying to cover things up. So it could be the last one. I'm going to go with the first one, though.
You believe that the first one is a con.
And it's probably the truth, but go ahead.
The first one is actually a con. I did make it. Yes. I did make it up on the fly.
Yes, coming back in 2019 with all W's. You hear me? Okay. Catch this L.
All right, so that just
he's gonna get me.
Right. Yeah, that just let me know. Okay. All right, don't play around.
Yeah,
don't play around anymore. So, yeah, I did make that one up. I struggled to make one up too, and I thought that thinking back on it, I was like, I want something, New Year's Eve related. So, but when it came time, it was easy to find these scenarios, but when it came time to thinking up a con, I had a couple stumbles. So I just went with the first thing I could think of. Because that's just, who does that?
Right.
Who
that's what
does
I'm saying.
that?
Like, what? And then you took it back to 1967. Like, what? What are you talking about?
I tried to throw you off because if it happened recently, you'd have been like, I would have heard about that. But if it happened in the 60s,
right? I was like, wait a minute, this guy is too much.
Right. So, all right, well, whatever. So, we'll be playing 2 Truths and a Con live April 3rd at King's in Raleigh, North Carolina, during a Sight to See. It's a one night only variety show. Well, I don't know if it's one night only, but for right now, it's one night only.
Right.
But in the future we'll see. I'm not a fortune teller or anything, so I don't know what the future holds.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. But I do know that on April 3rd, the Wednesday prior to Dreamville Festival, we will have our first live episode. You'll want to be there and
be square
and enjoy. So, other than that, tell people where they can, start your life. First of all, like, your passcode is like 19 numbers long.
Shh.
It's
Don't you worry about my passcode.
It's like 104 numbers long. I was like, what? Like, shit, it's just like,
Yeah, you ain't getting in there.
I was like, shit. Fucking 92 key encryption. So tell the people where they
so foolish.
Tell the people,
Instagram, you already know, NOINEK. Snapchat is Zay_billion. It's ZE_BYLLION. Facebook and everything else is deactivated, so catch me where you can.
All right, so if you're rocking with me, then you can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter at House of Splash. You can also go to my website, thehouseofsplash.com. You can see all my videos, my other shows, my merchandise. You can see pictures of things that I've posted on other social media platforms and have exported them from that platform to my website. And then you can see whatever ads that I got there too. So anyway, other than that, we out of here.
I'm
joined right now by one parent, Lizette Rosenblatt, a mother whose daughter was thankfully able to escape from the school unharmed. Lizette, first of all,
today, something we never thought we'd experience.